Thanks, guys. Here with Alice Lee, who just won the first of the championship finals against Irina, forcing a playoff match for tomorrow. Congrats, Alice.
Thank you.
First off, your overall thoughts on the match. What do you feel?
Yeah, I'm happy because Irina is always extremely difficult to beat, and for me to win, I guess, without even having to go into the fourth game is really nice. This game, I was okay with the draw, but I think she was trying to play for a win, so that allowed me to have some chances. And overall, I'm happy with how this went out, although I think maybe the third game was slightly shaky because I feel like I got a good opening, and then later I might have misplayed.
Yeah, so this game was very, very interesting. How did you feel about, let's say, your chances out of the opening as we will get the board up soon?
Yeah, so I liked the position that I got out of the opening, especially since she picked bishop h6, and I was allowed to trade dark square bishops. I'm not sure whether it was good or not, but I feel like this allowed me to just get a very pleasant position because even though the King's Indian bishop usually isn't that good, it's also very important for black, and I was kind of able to get some attack. I do think I probably shouldn't have played a3 because it created some weaknesses for potential a6, b5, b4. Yeah, but here I think later, yeah, I think especially around move 15, I was kind of unsure about my position because I was thinking if she does b5, then what am I to do? But I think after I was able to then play a4 later, I was pretty, knight h2. I guess the engine doesn't
Look, don't worry about the engine. It shows a lot of stuff. Yeah, the engine was pointing out some knight h2, knight g4, but okay, all the commentators saw this. None of them were I would play this in a real game.
Yeah, because I thought knight g4 I could do something like knight c1 maybe. But yeah, I guess I don't have too much of an attack once she's able to block it. But I thought knight f3 was pretty natural. Yeah. And here I thought it should probably be around equal. Once I played knight g1 and then she took, I thought my position was pretty pleasant, and she was spending a lot of time here actually. And so after a bishop e2, knight h6, g4, g5. Here I was happy with my position because at the very least I can play rook h1 and b3 and just exchange everything. But then I saw this idea to get bishop d1 to defend the a4 pawn, then knight e2, knight g3. Yeah, I didn't play knight e2 immediately because I thought maybe black could play rook h3. And I considered this, but I thought queen e3 would be better. And once she played queen h6, I was happy. I think she should have done rook h4 or something. And then after knight e2, then queen h6, so she doesn't have to worry about any of the trapping of the queen. Yeah, but once...
Oh, right, yeah. So you're saying, of course, start with this one, and then, then there wouldn't be all the ideas with knight g3 and rook h1.
I think this would probably still be better. Maybe I have some queen b3, but I thought once you played queen h6, I was happy because I get knight e2, knight g3, and then I'm even threatening rook h1, which I eventually did play. Yeah, and then after this, queen h3, I was pretty happy with this. But then after king f7, I realized that my original plan of playing, okay, so queen a7 was what I played, king e7. I was planning on playing knight h5 just to shut off everything, but then I thought she might be able to do queen f8, and once I take on b5, knight h6, and this should probably still be good, but queen b8 is coming, and it does look like maybe black can hold. But then when I got into this endgame, when she took, I realized that my original plan was to take on b5, rook takes d1, king c2. But then I saw that she has rook d4, b6, and I was like, oh, this should be over. But then I started thinking, what if she just takes all my pawns? Rook takes d4, b7, rook b4, queen, and then rook takes, queen takes, knight h6. And I actually got pretty worried here because in this variation, she's just taking my pawn on g4, and I was thinking maybe I have to give perpetual. Then I saw this b4 idea. But then I thought, my king is probably better placed on a2 instead of c2 because then she can't, take on g4 and take on f5.
Right. So all kinds of checks and stuff.
Yeah. So then that's why I played king a2 here. And here I think like I wasn't sure whether this was winning, but I thought like it had to at least be very pleasant, and just easy for white to play. I was planning on bringing my king over to the queen side. I wasn't sure whether she had any fortress, but like that's for her to find.
Right, yeah, I mean, of course, she was basically forced to give the rook, like no other way to stop the pawn. And then, yeah, you mentioned you found this b4 idea, which I think was quite important, allowing like your king to kind of get in. And yeah, at what point, so let me put it up. I assume your plan here was to put the king on c7, as you did. And then, so she plays this move e4 because of bishop e8,
queen c8,
right? And then it's just over.
Yeah. So I feel like this endgame probably was winning because, like, if she has a fortress, her pieces are just too cramped. Like she's just stuck with moving the bishop back and forth, and the knight is also still kind of defending the d6 pawn. So like I knew she had to play e4 at some point. Otherwise, I just get like a very easy zugzwang. But then when she plays e4, it makes it a lot easier for me because then I can always trade my queen for her two minor pieces and it should get into a winning king-pawn endgame like what happened in the game.
Yeah, as eventually happened in the game. Well, Alice, congrats. Super, super nice win here. Tomorrow, you're back to a fresh start. Everything's even.
Yeah.
4 rapid games. How do you rate your chances going in?
I think it's unpredictable because, of course, with rapid, like, it's pretty balanced. Yeah, but I guess tomorrow it's good that it's a fresh start. Like before this match, I was at a disadvantage because I had to win 2. Now I won 1, and I'll try my best tomorrow.
All right, Alice, we'll wish you the best of luck and good luck to you in that match.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Back to you in the studio.
Indeed, our congratulations, Alice.